Right everyone, I did say I was going to come back and make a book. So I'm going to make my own book. And I've got some cotton fabrics with me, some wadding and some soft fabric with me. Now, that's not going to be big enough, I don't think. Oh, it should, it should. So I need to cut a spine off here. And I'm going to put the pages in myself. So let me see. I need a knife. There we go. And a ruler. And I'm just going to cut 1 inch from here. Pencil, pencil, pencil. So I have an A4 sheet of card. And I'm going to cut 1 inch off because that's going to be the spine. And the spine's going to be made up of, I think I'll put paper on it. I think. We'll see. I might put both in. Paper and fabric. So I now need to see how long this is. So I move that to there. That's 10 and a half. So 5 1/4 plus 1 is there. And that should be right. 5 1/4 plus 1 should be there. We can always make sure it's exactly the same once it's cut. So just take your A4 sheet and cut 1 inch off. And then you can work from there. See, I've made that fit. They're both the same now, okay? So, there's my pages and then this one. So what I need to do, this one, if I can get it to stay like that. And like that. Just leave a slight gap in between. For folding over. That will do. Okay, right. So first I'm just going to glue the edge. Like that. Lift that over. I can cut anything off that I don't want. Like that. And I'm just going to glue this. Like that. Pop that on. Like that. That's fine, like that. And then I just have to do, not sure how much you can see. Hopefully you can see everything I'm doing. I'll move this over a little bit. Let me just see in the camera. Oh, you can see. Let's move it over slightly. So fold that over and then push that as well over the edge like that. Okay. Then we just have to glue this down here. That's it. It just has to sit on there. Glue stick ready. That's a bit wonky, but it doesn't matter. We're basically just covering that. Right, I'm happy with that. That'll do. So all I'm going to do is trim the ends off. I can't do it like this. I've got to move the material towards me. Doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to have a sleeve over it. When I say sleeve, not a sleeve, a piece of fabric over that. That's going to hide all the edges. So we turn this like this, but if you're going to do a book, you might as well start from scratch. And what easy way to do it? An A4 sheet of card. I've only got mine, I think it's 2mm. Okay, so it's going to be like that. Oh, that's going to be perfect. So I now just need to trim this down. So it only has to go over the edge. What I'm going to do is just to cut that there on my edge and then trim that. Do the same with this. Like that. Again, just let's trim this one down. Trim that off on that. But we've got these sections here, so all you do is you nick it and you do a V. It's going to have fabric over it on the other side anyway. So don't fuss about this too much. This section. Turn that around. Like that. And then we glue that in. I'm just going to cut that little bit extra off. That'll do. Hold that down. So we're going to do this bit here. And push that in like that. This bit here. Push that in as well. And then just do that, push it over. Like I say, it's going to have a cover on this section, so don't worry about it. Like that. Do the same on this side. By cutting that corner bit off, you're keeping that as flat as you can. Like that. Now this is going to be padded when the cloth's done, but what I've got when the cover's done, but what I've got to do is I have to make the cover for it. So that's my book. I'm happy with that. That's fine by me. That's going to do what I want it to do. So now all I have to do is to measure this section. Now I'm going to glue this on because I will be putting, when I do the paperwork or the inside section, I will be attaching it to another strip of that, and it'll be sewn in, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, so now what I've got to do is just to make sure that this is turned inward, so it's a nice neat edge. Like that. There you go. It's done. And no stitching so far. Just tuck that in. That'll do. It's going to be covered. I've basically done that, so I have front and back cover. But because I want to do the wadding on this, I'm going to cut that now and glue that in place. Not quite. That's fine. I'm happy with that. So again, what I'm going to do is just to glue this section first. I can then cut it off as I need it. So I've got the book end like that. And I'm doing that with it. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Fantastic. And I'm just going to glue this again. Oh God, these glue sticks don't last, do they? Like that. And if you've not seen a book put together like this, you have now. They're easy to do. So I'm not fussed. We can glue this bit down. I don't really want to glue it down, but I can do. Just to make sure it's stuck nice and neat. Like that. Okay. And I'm just going to cut that section. Like that. Save that. Trim the bottom bit off. Quite happy with that. Just trim a little bit from the top. And now my book is ready for me to do the front cover. Now I need to measure the book itself, which, well, if you remember, it was A4. So I need to make sure that whatever I decorate on the front, it's half of that. Or just over half. Because I cut some off, didn't I? So I'm going to measure this first. So I'm going to take my ruler. First of all, I did an inch, didn't I? So I'm just going to mark the inch, which is there. This is only for when I put it on the canvas. Right, okay. So that's my first mark. And then I cut that in half, which was, and I took a slither off, didn't I? So I'm going to do it at 10 1/4. 10 1/4, which is 5 there. 10 1/4, 5 and that there. So I can't go over that section. That's going to be my book cover. So I'm just going to cut this section off. And I always make sure that I'm within the guidelines of that page. You'll see what I mean. So we'll put that to one side a minute. Like that. And this is what I'll show. So I've got my cotton canvas. Now, just to check my page, so if I open my book up like that, that's where the crease is. See? I can't embroider any more over that section because I'm not doing anything with the back. It's just the front. So that covers that. And that guideline will always make sure I know where my spine is. Right. Method in the madness, folks. So I now need to cut my canvas, which I'm going to do. And I need to mark it out first. I need enough to turn over the edge, because once my canvas, see, I'll show you. And don't let that drip on there. Woo! Once it's been done, embroidered on the other side, I can bring this over and then I can just simply lay it over like that and then put a braid or something over that all the way along. So I don't need to reinforce, but I just wanted to cover the canvas, the chipboard with that, and it'll help anyway. Right, this is the front. I'm going to use that as the back because it's got a crease in it, but this is the front cover, and that'll be tucked over and there. Right, so I cannot really go past, I'm going to mark it out, I can't really go past that. And then I've got there and there, so that is the spine. Right, okay. And I will not fix any of this until I've put it on the front cover, and then we'll tidy it all up. So I've got all of this space here for me to play around with. Yeah, see that? So that is going to be my whole project is going to be within them lines. Within that and within that. I may actually need to pull that out a little bit because we've got it. I'm going to do that again. Just there. Like that. Yeah, and I'll make a mark here. That's for the crease. You know, when it folds over. So I will only go up to, I'll ignore this line. We'll ignore that. And just go up to this one. Yeah, that's fine. That's my front cover. Right, so now we need to get on. Now I did find this, which I thought, you know, I could use as a full thingy, but I don't want to use all of that. So what I did do, I found some of my scraps. So I am going to cut some scraps. Only small bits, I don't need loads. This is it is good quality felt, I have to say. So I might want to do that there. And then I've got some of this. Let's just have a look. Like I say, they don't have to be perfect. It all depends what you're going to do with them. So I might want to do that. Yeah. I've got some brown. Let's do a square-ish kind of thing. There we go. I'm going to put this here. Like that. Yeah, that's underneath. That one's like that. And then I do have this colour as well. And I think I'm just going to put a strip going across there. I might want to do just that, like that. Now that's my background, but I can colour this in and everything. That's not a problem. But now what I'm going to do is to stitch these on. So I'm going to stitch that one first. I can use a pen of some sort to get the line. So let me just find a pencil or something. There's my pencil here. So I want to make sure it's the same all the way across. It's just guides. That's all it is, guides. So all I'm going to do now is to take that off, bit of glue on there. I'm just going to fasten that to that. Fasten it down. It ain't going to go anywhere. So, and it's not an even stitch, but it doesn't have to be. That's the whole point. I'm going to have it that way. So now I can glue that on if I want to, but I think what I'm going to do is couch it down using a knot, a French knot. So I'm going to take my pink thread and couch that down using a French knot. And I might just put 3 little French knots in each corner. So I've got that. You put your needle through both fabrics. You wrap the needle around, or the thread around 3 times. Go back down where you came from. Try and keep it neat. That's called a French knot. And there's a little rose. Looks like a little rose. Come back up in the same area, depending on how many knots you want to do. 1, 2, 3, and go back down in the same area. Keep hold of this so that it doesn't untangle. and then let it go. And I'm just going to do a knot in between those two to make it look like 3 little roses. 1, 2, 3, and you go back down in between those two, holding that as tight as you can, and there, looks like there's 3 little roses. So I'm just going to cast that off, just using the thread underneath. Now what I'm going to do, just to make sure, is couch that down with a bit of glue. And that's fine. And then I'm going to take another needle. So this way you might need several needles at once. I'm going to get a little bit of green. And I'm going to make some little leaves. I love doing stuff like this. My mother was an embroiderer. She used to paint by number, but then embroider. And she loved embroidering. Okay, I'll just get that glue off my finger. Righty-ho, so we've got that. So right here, if I can get my needle to go through, just like that. I'm going to do a line just there. You don't want the leaves too big. See, I don't know if you can see that. And then come straight back up where you've just first brought the thread up, and go a little bit lower than that point. See, like that. Again, come back up in the middle and go on the other side of that, and you've made a little leaf. So I need to do a leaf here and a leaf there. So always come up in the middle of those. Well, you can do it at the edge. I can do it from that outside in. Might be easier for some people. They just have to look like a leaf, that's all. I'm going to lengthen that one, I think. Oops, that's what you've got to be careful of. Yeah, it's pulled that bit of thread, so you just have to pull it. See, it got caught there. Just pull that thread through. But it's still need a little bit there. Bring that back down through the middle. There we go. And there's a little leaf there. And then I'm going to do the same here. Longest point first. Tuck that in between the 2 little flowers. Slightly lower than the last one. Tuck that between the 2 flowers. On the opposite side. Like that, and tuck that between the 2 flowers. And you've got 3 little flowers in the corner. Isn't that pretty? Just pretty. And then I just tuck it underneath there a couple of times. Like that. Snip that off and couch that down with a bit of glue. There we go. So now what I want to do is I want to do that in this corner as well. when you're doing stuff like this, you only need small amounts, because otherwise thread untwists itself, and sometimes you find yourself having to twist it back before you can use it again. Okay, so we've now got, this is the book, my little patch. Before I do any more, because I don't know if I want to do another one. I might need one there, because I'm going to cover this, aren't I, with my strip. Okay, so we've got that now. I could put a little rose here, but I'm not going to, because I might want to do something else. So, now I've got some, where's my other things? Here we are. So like I said, I'm going to put this one on. But I might not do, because I just want to build on this, basically. So what I'm going to do now is... So I'm just going to do some flowers. I might do some grasses and that. I'm not sure. So I'm going to choose a colour. So I'm just going to go from the top, bottom to the top. It's when I need my little ring. I would be better off with that. Again, from the middle. Pull that out. And I'm just doing 3 little lines. Well, wind's picked right up. See, like that? And I can do a little bit of greenery around them as well. So I'm just going to continue and play around. Let's go back down to here. I'll do one of these. and then move on to something else just so you can see it. I'm only giving you ideas. See, so we've got those two. And this is a back stitch that I'm doing. And these can be any length you want. Short ones, long ones, doesn't matter. All adds to the character of your projects. You might want to do a rock of some sort. I'm just going to put that away. So you want to do a rock somewhere. So you need some brown, obviously. And don't forget shading and things like that. So I'm just going to draw myself a little rock. So we're going to go here. See, like that. And I'm just going to bring a little bit of darkness. And maybe put another dark one in here. Like that. And go, if you miss a section, you just go in between and do that. See, I missed a little section there, so I'm just going to fill that bit in. And you can go left to right, right to left, doesn't really matter. And of course you do have to have a dark thread, which I don't seem to have. There's all my browns. Like I say, you're just doing your shading exactly the same if you were painting or drawing. I've missed one after each stitch, so I can go back in and fill it. See, like that. And I can put the shading where I want it to be. See, like that. So a little bit of shade, a little bit of light. And so what I'm going to do is to skip along to here. And I'm going to go the opposite way for this one, because you can do it whichever way you want, doesn't matter. It would be better if I worked from a ring, I have to say. When I do embroidery, I like to work from a ring. But you just continue doing the shaded bit. Right, so that's the darkest shade done for the rock. So I just have to go over that on this side. And I can put a little bit of highlights in it as well. But you can see. And you just keep going on. So now, if you wanted to put a patch on it of some sort, applique of some sort. Oh, I've got some of these that I've cut from some of them trims, right? And I was thinking they would make perfectly good flowers. I don't know about those, we can put those on, but these would make little flowers, wouldn't they? And all you've got to do is make sure that they stay. So we're going to couch them down. So I'm going to use a cream and just couch all of these little tiny flowers down. And then I can paint them. I could glue them on, but I don't want to. I think I'll couch them down. So just got those there, and they look like little flowers. Now I could colour them before I do this, and I probably would. So what I'm going to do, even though I've drawn those, I'm going to couch these down straight up through the middle of them. See, like that. And back down the other side. Wait a minute. Like that. That's it. And that flower is couched down. So I can do another stitch if I want, just to be on the safe side. Bang in the middle, and they're tiny little flowers that I can use. Like that. Cute little things. So when I do paint the background, I think what I'll do is leave the flowers, and because the ink will soak onto some of them, but then I can repaint the flowers using my pens when I can find out where they are. They seem to have just disappeared for some reason. Okay, so again I can do a row of them, and and these, if I wanted to, see, like that. So I'm going to get rid of these bits. I'm just showing you, that's all, because you keep adding to it. Say for argument's sake I wanted something, oh, I can do it on the side here. See? Can put it here on the side. Even though I've stuck that down, I can take that off. Not a problem. It's canvas. It peels off. So we can take that off. Tuck that under there. And I'm going to cut mine here. It's just fanciness, that's it, and then I can put something on that, Right, I can take hold of my beads, my flat beads. Oh, I've got some fancy things. Yeah, got some fancy beads. Oh, these are so cute. Look at those. Right, I'm going to even them out now. I won't leave them like that. It's just about adding all your favourite bits and pieces. Oh, and I'll tell you what I want to do. I have a little cameo somewhere that I definitely want to add to my project. Oh, I might just put it here actually, where it can be spotted just there amongst the roses. Why not? Right, let's just turn this around and even all of this out. Yeah, that's about it. I love that. That's going to look stunning. And I wish I knew where I'd put my folder of pens, because I had them not that long ago. Lost them, which is just about right for me. But anyway, as you can see, you can just keep going. I do have, I think, some other leaves. Let me just go get some, because I want some leaves to go on there. So I've got these, and I'm just gonna, they are small, so they'll do. They're perfectly fine for me. For what I need. And even that we can't wait, we don't waste. You can add that to it. Well, we'll just use those for now. So do I want to stitch them on? Well, yes, really. Just move them to one side. And I do want to stitch them on. So I'm going to use the odd one on here. Right, I'm just going to couch that down. You can use your inks and that to make all these colours match. It's not a problem. See, and as you can see, it starts to build up. I'm actually going to put one in the front of that, like that, just like that. And that could be growing out from that plant. But yeah, I'm alright with that. Not bothered. Not fussed. There we go. So that's it for today. Oops, I want to make sure they stay on right. That's fine. And we'll do some more tomorrow. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye for now.